All right, this is Hello Again Wednesday number 53, and it is so good having you join me this week with Hello Again Wednesday number 53. You know what? Just a big thank you. If you could go ahead and like this video, or I'm going to put my glasses on and like the video. Now I can see what I'm doing. All right. If you'll like this video and just kind of, or even dislike the video, make sure you're going to leave comments about why you like it or why you don't like it. Thumbs up, or however you want to do it with this video. Jump over to my YouTube channel. You can always do a subscribe and a notification with that little bell. That way you know every week when I'm doing posting a video of this Hello Again Wednesday. Be sure and leave your stories, because that's what I'm talking about today, is the stories again. Almost all the time. I want to hear your stories that go kind of like along with, I'm not in this alone. So what are your stories and how are they going? So here it is. Before I get into my story, it is close to the end of November. And with the end of November, there is a holiday that is up and coming. And so there is something in my office that represents that holiday. There was last week 2 things in my office representing the up and coming holiday, but one had to leave the office because we started decorating for our annual Thanksgiving dinner here at the church. And so that was one of the items that left my office. If you know what that item was, that would be really cool if you commented the item that is gone. Some of you are going to cheat and go back to last week's episode to see what that is in my office, but consider it a super challenge. This week for Hello Again Wednesday number 53, I'm doing something that's with risks, dares, and fun. I almost called it the High Wire Act, but it's risks, dares, and fun. Back in the early 70s, I lived on Royal Avenue with the family, and my brother Trent, at that time especially, as we lived back there, my dad tore down the garage that was in the back, and he built this humongous garage that had, it was 2-car garage, one for his big old truck, one for, at that time, was probably a Renault that he had, and then he had a workshop added on to that. And it was about, I'm going to say, almost 2 stories tall. Almost. It was huge. And by this, I can tell you that it was almost twice the size of the garages next to it. At least that's what it seemed like as a little kid. And so we had a garage next to it and a garage behind it. And so back in the 70s, Trent, my brother, and a couple of friends of ours that was always running the neighborhood, we went in the backyard, and right next to this huge garage was a tree that had been growing, and it grew up, taller than the garage. And so we could easily climb the tree, look around all over the neighborhood, but we could also climb the tree and get up on top of the garage. And when we would get up on the garage roof, and then the things would happen. There would be all of that's the risk, So now here we are climbing on a roof, but the risk gets greater when you start to look at the other garages next to you. And then what takes place is there's going to be the dare to jump to the other garage. And so Mr. Oakley, he had a garage next to us, and so that garage was an easy jump. It just seemed easy. And so we would dare, hey, I dare to jump over there. First one that does it, then the rest of us were jumping over there. We would then climb back, go back to the front, climb the tree again, and we would get on the roof, and now we would go to the back of the garage again. But we were looking at this other garage that was kind of a farther distance, which meant the risk was greater, which meant that there was other things that came before the dare. And because it was like this, what you had is where there was power lines that went across the back of the garage, pole to pole and stuff like that. And so we would have to pull the power lines. Okay. So when you're thinking of this thought process as kids, there's this hesitation. We don't even talk about the risk, but we talk about the dare. Oh, I guess we do think about the risk, because you always wonder, you're always told not to mess around, and please don't mess around with downed power lines. Okay. But the thought was, would we get electrocuted if we grabbed the line and then pulled it back? So that was kind of like the first risky dare, grabbing the lines, pulling them back so that someone could get in front of what we pulled back and jump as far as what we can to that farther garage that was behind us. With the risk and with the dare there's a huge adrenaline rush that comes with it. Like I said, are you going to get electrocuted? You don't know. You have this huge hesitation because it's a lot farther to jump to that other garage. And so what takes place is someone pulls the wires back, the adrenaline rush is there, you make the jump to that garage. On one occasion, though, because we had done this a bunch of times, on one occasion, someone at that back house came out yelling at us. We were already on his roof, yelling at us, threatening to shoot us with his shotgun. And you would have seen, it must have been 5 or 6 of us, all boys, jumping off of the roof of that garage straight down to the ground and then immediately running in different directions. And there was the risk. We had the dare, and there was I'm going to add in that adrenaline rush. And back then it really was fun. You can look at it however you want. To a boy at such a young age, it was fun. The risk, the dare, and the fun. So what are some of the stories that you have that you would consider to be a story that had risk and dare and maybe even fun in it? What are the stories that you have? Go ahead. Please leave them in the comments. Let me know a full-blown story. Let me know the story that you have, or even create a video of yourself telling the story on your phone and just adding that into the comments if you could. Or, the same thing, jumping over at the YouTube page, go ahead and leave those comments and those stories of the risk, the dare, and the fun that you have. Okay. Now, when I ask for stories like that, because here's one of my questions on it, is it, and I don't mean this guy-wise, but is it just a guy thing? Is it the guys that are only doing these stupid stunts, these stupid things like this as they grow up in life? Or is there some of you ladies out there, some of you young ladies out there who have had these kind of same risk, dare stories that you would consider just as exciting, just as fun? Ready? Long ago, there used to be kind of a joke when you talk about a risk or a dare or something like that. And that was the risk. Ready? If you went out and invited someone to church, they considered it a risk. And they would say, they would recognize the risk. It's like, no. I can't go to church because if I go to church, here's the risk. The roof would fall in. Because I've never been in there, or I'm so bad, it would make the roof, whatever that risk factor is. And so as I think back on that kind of an old joke, I almost want to give it a big dare then. I dare you to go to church. Please, I take that tongue in cheek, okay? Because I don't dare you to go to church. But you know what? There's no risk. There is the opportunity to have some life-changing moments where you might have an adrenaline rush. You might have where things seem a little risky, I guess. I don't know. Let's hear some of your church stories, I guess, because for me, I know there's fun. I've been involved in it, and I'm just kind of rambling here. But you know what? Hey, yeah, go to church. That's that. Or go to a Bible study even today. I'm not going to dare you, but let's just do it. So it's actually a huge invite. Okay. Roof ain't going to fall in. But this Sunday, our church is having our annual Thanksgiving dinner. That's why we have one of my things leaving the office. And so downstairs, it's getting all set up to where we can gather together. And after church, we're going to just have a great Thanksgiving dinner down there. So if you're actually in the Culver City area, you're invited, just so you know. Come on in, okay? Go ahead and check out a church near you. Maybe they're having a Thanksgiving dinner this Sunday, and I'm sure you'll be well invited. So go ahead and check it out. So here it is. It's Wednesday, and at 4 p.m., within a couple of hours, here on the West Coast, we are having our Bible study. Pastor Mark is leading us through Romans, the book of Romans. He's doing an awesome job with that. It is on Zoom, so if you would like to join our Bible study because you're not out here, but you want to join via Zoom, let me know, and I can get that link to you, and you can join right along. I actually had to Zoom last week because I was at the house, but under circumstances. But, man, great time on the Zoom, all right? Or come on out and be a part of it in person, okay? So, here we are. Remember, last thing, there's something in my office representing the upcoming holiday. Go ahead and describe it. Tell me what it is. And if you remember, were there other one that's missing, that would be cool too. Super, super challenge. Again, I just want to thank all of you guys for joining me for this Hello Again Wednesday number 53. And I do look forward to seeing you next week.